What else do you want me to say other than this team sucks? I don't know. Finns lose 27-29 to the LA Chargers, and I was at that game. I met really cool people. Again, actually, I met a lot of nice people who are Dolphins fans. I went to Bocamplers, who is a Bocampers. It is actually a sports bar in Fort Lauderdale Beach. A lot of people were there, including Bob, Ash, who I met at the Panthers game, her husband Lou, and the gorilla guy, Gorilla Mosca, pretty nice. I met her there. Folks from California I met quite a few people, including Miss Finns. She go check out her YouTube channel. She does podcasts every day, weekly. I heard. For the most part, she does it every morning though. So I'm very curious what she has to say about this game tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. I might even go on to Locked On Dolphins to see what they have to say. Maybe Brendan told me might have to bring out a vodka or something like that. Dude, it's just, oh my goodness. This game makes me want to have a drink, man. I mean, I'm even curious to hear what Anthony Donato has to say about this one. I mean, shout out to my guy again, man. I mean, he is truly a remarkable human being, a remarkable YouTuber, man. Him and I usually talk about the same things, except when he goes into depth of the certain players. I recap the game themselves, but as far as I know, man, those guys are just absolutely amazing. I have not met Anthony Donato quite yet, but one of these days I'm going to do that. One of these days, man. Just you wait. But I also met Lisa, the super fan who is kicking cancer's ass, and of course Big E, Ian, that I met today. In fact, during halftime, he actually was ringing the bell during halftime, which is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible to watch him doing that, man. And I'm so happy that I get to meet him. This is, I have a picture right here. Hang on a second. Here I am. There's my friend. There's Ian right here. Fan of the year. Fan of the year has it right there. Remarkable guy, dude. Remarkable guy. I am so happy that I finally got a chance to meet him. Pretty nice. Then I met Bob, the guy in the mask, the lucha mask. Incredible dude. Oh man, incredible dude. I met a lot of good people. So all in all, the fan experience, even the vibe going into the game was awesome. What was not awesome, the game itself, and especially the ending of this game. I don't even know where to begin, man. I just don't. When I went to the game, we got to talk about a little bit of the banner. The plane that flew over Hard Rock Stadium again. This banner says, Fire Greer and McDaniel hire TBT dash the Bermentine dash TBT. I'm not kidding. That is the banner. That is the banner plane right here. I took a picture of it. And yes, I'm going to include that in the vlog. Whoever's hiring the plane, the pilots who are going to have the banner flying over Hard Rock Stadium needs to deserve a raise. Because they know something that we don't, man. Especially with the way how this Dolphins team played against the Chargers, who, by the way, injured to the core with their O-line, by the way. So maybe there was a chance to do something against the quarterback, Justin Herbert, right? Right? I mean, we have a good pass rush. They're not so worried about pass rush. You know how many sacks the Dolphins have in the whole game? Take a guess. Take a guess how many sacks. Just one. Just one sack. All in all, there should have been more sacks on this depleted O-line that this Chargers team have. And it's Kenneth Grant. Okay, Kenneth Grant was the only player that had a sack in this game. The next sack was Odafe Owe, who sacked Tua. I mean, my God, Tua. I thought he was horrible. I thought he was horrible. And I think I finally just about had enough with Tua. And not just talk about how he played. 3 interceptions. Okay, that one interception wasn't entirely his fault. The first interception that he threw with the first freaking possession, that was not his fault. That was Waddle. The other 2 interceptions, that is on Tua. 3 interceptions thrown by Tua. 3. The Chargers, one turnover, and that was the fumble. That was just a fumble. And the Dolphins defense, I thought, was just putrid defense. And it's just another case of how poorly this defense was handled by our GM, Greer, and our defensive coordinator, Anthony Weaver. Oh my God, man. I can't wait to make the next video to just laying waste. Justin Herbert's passing yards is 264 yards. Tua, 205. Rushing game, Achane, 128 with 16 carries. Two touchdowns, sure. The third string, yes. Third string running back. Kamani Vidal has 124 yards. Now, it may not sound like much, but how do you allow a third string running back to get that much yardage? That's nuts. Oh my gosh. How do we do this? How do we go on every week with a smile on our faces and be like, oh man, this week's going to be different? But it's not going to be different. The team didn't play like they care. So why should we care about if the team wins or loses? Why should we care about it? I mean, Tua clearly didn't give a shit. I mean, he's going to, and this is why I'm finally turning my back on Tua. I get it. You have a family and you get to go home and be with your wife and kids. I get it. I would have been in that situation as well. But if you're at fucking work, if you're going to play football, you better have that fucking passion that you're paid so much money for, because you're just getting the money all to yourself, which you earned, by the way. You earned the money, but then you need to play like it's warranted, and you're not. You are not. You're afraid to take a hit, which I'm 50-50 with. Yes, you were concussed. Fine, you were concussed 3 times. But then, as a football player, you need to take a hit. And I don't care about the other injuries. You are a football player with pads and shit like that. You can take a fucking hit like Herbert was all game long. By the way, was better under pressure. Tua was never good under pressure. Never. He panics when the guy gets too close to him. He throws it away or throws it right to the defender on some occasions, which is horrible because, especially on crunch time. Herbert does not panic. He avoids sacks just like the final drive. And that is why we lost this game. It's because the quarterback difference is so major. It's major. He avoids sacks, especially on the occasion where the Dolphins blitz Justin Herbert, especially on the last drive where the Dolphins, after getting a lead back, they give up a 42-yarder to McConkey, who had a monster game, by the way. And Jalen Phillips got absolutely scorched, juked, and embarrassed. Embarrassing as a whole. Embarrassing game by the Dolphins. I don't care what the score says. I really don't. Most of the possession, the the Chargers have will result in scoring. I'm counting how many possessions. 1, 2. Only 3 times all game long. I'm not even joking you. Only 3 times in the entire game that the Dolphins got to stop. Parentheses, turnover. Okay? Everything else is either a field goal. Everything else is either a field goal by Dicker or a touchdown. The only time they turned the ball over was in the first quarter. That was Gaddison with the fumble, and it was forced fumble by Rashul Douglas, who is an outstanding player. He should be a starter for now on, especially that we still don't have Kader Kohu. Jordan Brooks got the fumble, and Tua looked great. It was a Achane rush for a touchdown. He found a lane and scoring. Everyone was excited, and everyone started booing the shit out of Tua. Yeah, there were boo birds, and I was there to see it. When Tua plays terribly, and he was, they were really loud boos. And it didn't even take long. The first possession, which by the way, Malik Washington was able to rush up to the 46-yard line on kickoff. 2 plays later was an interception. 2 plays into that first drive at the 46 was an interception. Boo birds were loud. They were very loud. And in the way how this Dolphins played all game long, when we had a chance to make something right, he gets booed. He took a sack, and he was getting booed much louder. The play calling made no sense. Why are we throwing a screen pass on 3rd and 8? Why are we rushing it? Matter of fact, why are we giving the ball to Achane to have him run up towards the defensive line? Maybe they thought they have the idea that the O-line is good enough to create a lane for Achane or Ollie Gordon or even Malik Washington. Newsflash, they don't. They just don't. And that's on our general manager failing once again to improve our O-line. And once more, our O-line continues to get worse and worse. I think Savaiinaea is a bust at this point. I understand he's a rookie, but so is Kenneth Grant. I understand that they're both rookies, but oh my gosh, especially with Savaiinaea, he is turning out to be one of the worst draft picks I've ever seen in the history of my entire life as a Miami Dolphins fan. The guy cannot block. He can't block on the NFL level. He just can't. He lets defensive fronts go right by very quickly and sacks Tua. And then when Tua gets sacked, he gets sacked. He doesn't run. He doesn't rush out of there. He doesn't run out of the pocket. And when I thought he was finally going to rush out of the pocket, he throws the ball away. He panics. And as the general manager, you should have known this. And I was screaming, begging for it to have an improve. Nothing was happening. Third quarter, especially, my point. The first possession for the Chargers was a 13-yard possession, which will result in a touchdown. And that is McConkey for 5 yards. I mean, what do you want? What do you want the defense to do? You can't, because Herbert's good. Three plays. Tua was picked off. An easy interception. Way too easy of an interception. And oh my gosh. I finally blurred out, screaming on top of my head because I was so pissed. I said this, and I'm not even kidding you, and I'll even include this in the vlog. I said, it doesn't matter. I get to go home to see my kids. And I called him a $54 million fraud. I screamed at the top of my lungs. I called him a fraud. I've just about had enough. Needless to say, the Chargers capitalize. And Vidal gets the touchdown pass. The Dolphins get 3 and outs. Tua gets sacked for 8 yards. It's amazing. It's amazing. Fourth quarter, give up a field goal. It's now 26-13. There's a touchdown pass. It's not a touchdown pass. It was actually a run for a chance for 4 yards. We forced a punt. Thank freaking goodness. 13 plays for this possession, a 15-yard rush, and this was a complicated scenario. Very complicated scenario. So I didn't think Jalen Waddle had a bad game. Besides that first interception that was given up, he actually had a pass on an end-around pass. And he had 8 yards out of it early in the game, which made no sense, by the way. No sense at all. I thought Waddle had a good game. He had a play where it was a long pass, which would resulted in that field goal early. Caught it on his back. He didn't even catch it initially, but he was able to maintain possession before even sliding out of bounds. For momentum of his body goes out of bounds, he still managed to possess that football, which is a nice play. Very nice play. But no touchdown score at this one. But this drive, this is clock management 101 right here. We had a situation, okay? Ingold gets we had a 14-yard pass to Julian Hill, which will go to the LA 10. Right, second timeout's been used after that, after the 3-yard rush. 0-yard pass to Malik Washington, out of bounds. Not good at all. Oh my gosh, not good at all. The next pass, touchdown Darren Waller, and the Dolphins take the lead. Now me, a dumbass, I was bought in again. I was excited. I was nervous as hell at that point. Nervous as hell. First play, incomplete. I thought he was sacked. I was very far away, right? I was very far away. I was at section 336. Second and 10. They're blitzing Justin Herbert. McConkey caught the football. Somehow Herbert was able to escape it, and McConkey, completely embarrassed Jalen Phillips, and he ran up for 42 yards. And at that moment, I knew it was over. Me screaming no was not going to change anything. It was not going to change the fact that we are going to have another loss of the season. And they did. It was a field goal, and then the final drive, which I really was hoping for a long pass, like a Hail Mary, right? Because I think Tua can handle a Hail Mary. The first pass, he didn't even try. Tua just didn't care. He just threw it right to the defenseman. He just threw it right to James. That's it. He just threw it right to him. He gave up. He just flat out gave up. And then that smile. What the fuck are you smiling about? Three interceptions all game for Tua. That's more than a touchdown pass to Darren Waller. Tua was sacked twice. Okay, twice. Herbert just once. How is it possible that they don't even have a top running back? Vidal has 124 yards with an average of 7 yards. That's how bad our defense is. Really bad. And if anything, our offense is just as bad. Achane should have gotten a lot more yards, but he only had 128. Vastly improved from last week against the Carolina Panthers, but it's still not good enough. I don't know what to say no more. This team is lost. They don't care. They don't have a grit. They just don't care. They're not a serious franchise. They are not serious at all. And that's sad. Until changes are made, why the hell should we care to? I'm sick and tired of this. We had us Dolphins fans, and I've been to the stadium. I even been to a sports bar. The vibe is terrific. This team is so loved. It breaks our hearts. Shatters into a billion pieces. Not a million, a billion pieces. And it hurts because we love this team so much. I mean, we love this team more than we do with the Miami Heat. And the Miami Heat are right now, historically speaking, the better Miami team right now in this current age than the Dolphins had with 3 championships. But that might be changed soon because knocking on the door is a team from Broward County. See, what I noticed a difference in South Florida sports these past few years, especially in this decade, is that teams based in Broward County are dominating South Florida market. Okay? Dominating. I'll even throw in Nova Southeastern University with 2 national championship Division II titles in basketball. That is crazy to say. FAU, okay, well, granted, FAU is actually Palm Beach County. Their basketball program is pretty good. Dade County sports, Dolphins, awful. Hurricanes, actually the Hurricanes are really damn good. Probably a way better football team than the Dolphins is. Now that's a true football team. Miami Heat, very inconsistent, mediocre. And then the Canes program with the with basketball, who just had a horrible season, by the way. Even the women's team was better. Baseball team is pretty good. And speaking of baseball, the Marlins. Okay, at least with the Marlins, right? At least with the Marlins have a plan in place. They have a plan with their rebuilds, and their rebuilds might finally be a successful rebuild. And of course, you got the Dolphins, all of which I mentioned were Dade County sports. They're not really performing compared to the team in Broward County. The Florida Panthers are not too far behind for being the best team in South Florida. And then of course you have Inter Miami, who they're not going to be here for long because they're going to be moving to Dade County because that's where Miami Freedom Park will be at. But until then, they play at Chase Stadium, which is in Fort Lauderdale. And I'll even throw in Fort Lauderdale United, the women's team. They're doing good. That team is based in Broward County. All those teams from Broward County are hitting the spotlight, while teams in Miami-Dade slacking. And worst of all, the Miami Dolphins, who are supposed to be the best team in Miami, the best team in South Florida. And oh my God, man, 1-5 to start the season. I can't. You can't. I don't know how any team accept this, or any fan accept this. Good for you, Dolphins. Maybe that's what Stephen Ross would do. Give them an extension. But until then, why the fuck should we care? Honestly, if they don't fire them tonight, which at this point is going to be midnight, if they don't fire them tomorrow, consider this my resignation for the rest of the season. Because if they don't care, why the hell should we? And the fact that there's no accountability with this football team, Tua, because you are ultimately accountable for all the mistakes, most of the mistakes that this team has made. You're going to ridicule players who don't even show up or come in late to the players-only meetings. You are throwing them under the bus for your problems. Maybe they even want to show up because you are a horrible and a trash-ass football player. Maybe that's why. This is why I'll never win Fan of the Year. This is why I'll never win Fan of the Year award, because of all the things that I keep saying over and over, and the fact that I'm throwing shades at our players who are supposed to be competitors, supposed to win us a playoff game. Well, I got news flash, everybody. 25 years plus and counting. It's just sad. It's just sad. I'm gonna make a separate video in a few minutes. I'll probably make that video immediately after this one. So put up the recap, and then about an hour later, if you guys sleeping, I'll probably upload tomorrow. But either way, I'm gonna make another video after this, where I'm gonna Miami TVG, talking to Stephen Ross. It's time. You have to do it. And then I'll put up a vlog after that. All right, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, because I got nothing else to say. All right, good night.